Of course, as soon as I want to start recording, the people decide to start doing their lawn maintenance outside. What's going on, YouTube? It's Alan. Welcome back to another video. Today marks 1 year and 11 days since I officially got the car. I decided I wanted to make a video to show you guys what my setups are looking like, and really anything I've done with the car. Maybe mention some plans here and there, as well as some tips for daily driving in a s2000, because this is my car. I've been daily driving it for over a year now. I know a lot of the ups and downs, quirks, and whatnot come with driving one of these every day. So let's get right into it. Alright, so of course it wants to start raining, and people want to start doing stuff as soon as I want to start recording. This is my Honda s2000, 2001. I've had it for a year and 11 days now. Car has been absolutely amazing. I don't regret buying it at all. I believe I purchased this right before prices started appreciating, which is a good sign. I got it for $18K. I had 62,000 miles when I first got it, and right now it's about to hit 75. Over the course of a year of daily driving, I've driven it just about 10,000 miles. It's still middle age. It's not old yet, even though the car looks brand new. That's a lie. It doesn't look brand new at all. It looks pretty good though for its condition. So let's go over a few things. I want to start with the exterior, which is why I'm standing outside the car. First of all, as you can tell, the car is on bags. Suspension is one of the things I wanted to do first with the car, because I really like the look of lowered cars, and then the s2000 is beautiful when it's slammed on the ground like this. I decided to do air suspension rather than coilovers this time, because I want to keep the car reliable. My driveway shit everywhere I go has these terrible inclines and whatnot. I just personally don't feel like doing that, and I don't want to destroy the bumper. Like, I understand that's a thing that static guys like to deal with, but I just personally don't want to ruin the car like that. I'm just personally not a fan of scraping anytime I hit a tiny bump or pothole or whatever. You do you. Everyone has their own opinion. I did get it from Bag Riders. I went with the Airlift 3-piece setup. I am running dual compressors. I'll show you guys in a little bit what everything looks like. I basically have the best air suspension setup minus the height sensors, even though I've heard that those don't work anyways. I apologize ahead of time. The car is a little bit dirty. I haven't cleaned it in just a little bit over a week. However, it is starting to become love bug season again. So looks like I'm going to be having fun cleaning this just about every week. I am still on stock wheels. Right now I'm a little bit short on money, but sometime within the next month I am planning on getting wheels. If you follow me on Instagram, I have posted about it before. I know what setup I'm going for. It just brings out the car a little bit more, because I've had people tell me that these are like really pretty, even though they're stock wheels. They're nice 5 spokes. They're kind of boring, especially with the silver. I do plan on getting a different setup. Plus the fitment is pretty trash, especially in the back. You can just see how much gap there is back. I'm going for a flush / tuck setup. I changed the side markers from amber to clear, just because I like the way that looks. That's how the Japanese s2000s come. And I do plan on doing it to the headlights as well, just so I can get that matching rather than just having amber in the front and then clear on the side. Regarding the side strakes, if you've seen one of my previous videos, I did mention something about it. Unfortunately, the passenger side had a little bit of a hardware issue, so it wouldn't stay on properly, and one day it decided to just fly off. Got ran over 30 times. I said, fuck it, let me just take off both sides. Eventually I do plan on getting side skirts, so those won't be naked forever. Going on to the exhaust setup, I am running a muffler delete. So from the resonator, I had them convert it from 2.5 to 2 3/4. Then they come out double exit to 3-inch tips with a little burnt tip look. It sounds better than stock. However, the drone is absolutely terrible, especially from the 2,000 to 3,000 range on the tachometer. I do plan on getting a full exhaust setup after I get the wheels. So that's basically it for the exterior. I guess we could go ahead and just look underneath the hood. So under the hood, I am running a twin turbo. Nah, I'm just kidding. Everything's completely bone stock. Recently, I did have to replace my clutch master cylinder because the last one was blown out. So I purchased one from Ballade Sports. It works just like new. I really like it, but literally everything under here is bone stock. It's also very dirty. I do have plans for power though down the line. Just want to focus on making the car look good first. So moving on to the interior, first thing you notice, I do have these aftermarket checkerboard looking carpets. They do look way better than the stock s2000 ones. However, I do plan on changing them because the fitment on them isn't the best. I'd really love the 20th anniversary S2000 premium floor mats. I'll just have to get them from an aftermarket place because they don't sell those anymore. The Surikawa is a new one. It's black and white rather than that ugly white and purple that I only match with my coilovers on the Civic. It's a cool aspect. There's a nice story behind them, so I plan on keeping that for a while. I also have a wide-angled rear view mirror because the stock one is basically half the length of this, and with this tiny ass rear view windshield you can't see anything out of that mirror, so I decided to just get a curved one so I can see a little bit past the seats with this when I'm driving. I do plan on getting an OEM style hardtop because the blind spots on this car are one of the worst that you'll ever see in vehicles, so it'll help open up a lot of space. And then I just really love the look of the S2000 with hardtops. I prefer the OEM design just because it has a larger windshield. I also purchased these phone mounts from a website called Modifry. They make S2000 interior stuff, and because I am running air suspension, I like to have the remote on me at all times. So they make this one that screws in right behind this little dash part on a little screw, and this one gets clipped right behind the radio back there, and most of it gets hidden, as you can tell. And unless you have like a taller shifter than normal, the top one won't get in your way. But the radio one is pretty cool. And the way it works is I just take my phone, or you can just look at the remote, whichever one, pop it in there, squeeze it tight, and the phone doesn't move. And then whenever you're ready, there's a little button on the left side. Just push that in, it clips open. You can also turn these sideways using some other type of brackets or whatever. So in case you're going for a track day and then you have a timer on your phone that's oriented horizontally, you can use it for that as well. And a little thing I did was behind these, I'm not sure if you can see it, I have a tiny little piece of foam because there is a little bit of rattle for these. It still shakes obviously, but this doesn't shake as much with a little piece of foam in between them. Modifry also makes these cup holders. For those of you that know how S2000s work, the cup holder you got right here is absolutely dog shit, because anytime you place something in here, if you need to shift or whatever, it's right above your hand at all times. That's just not the ideal setup that you want to go for. It mounts on the little netting sides right there. There's a giant bracket, and then this thing literally just clips onto this little square right here. So like this, just plop it on, clicks, drop it down, and whenever you're not using a drink, you can just pull it up if somebody's sitting with you. And if you don't have a drink at all, take it off, just store it away so it's completely out of their leg room. As useful as this thing is, there are a few issues with having this type of cup holder. First of all, in order to use this to its full potential, your cup literally has to fit the cup holder like perfectly. So for example, with the water bottle, it's very loose. So as you can imagine, if I'm taking corners really sharp, this water bottle tends to just move around and whatnot. Sometimes it'll even fall out. If you use a really big type of bottle that's super snug, yeah, it'll hold on to it. It'll still shake because that's just how this bracket works. If it's really snug, it'll sometimes get stuck. You kind of have to wiggle it out. But if it gets too tight, it'll break a little bracket right here. You'll have to just have to pop it back in. So basically, get a cup that fits snug, but not too snug on this cup holder in order to properly be able to use it. It holds your cups, which is basically all you really need to do. Something to look into when purchasing one of these or using one of them. Modifry also sells these the soft top straps. A few months ago, I realized that these were tearing up really badly on both sides. So I decided to just get replacements for them, and they're nice and tight. It just looks a lot better than having tears all over these straps. So now we can go on to the trunk setup real quick. Like I said, I'm running the Airlift Performance 3-piece kit. So I'm running with a 4-pound tank. This is probably too big for an S2000 or Miata or whatever you want to use it for. So look into it a little bit, but this will suffice. It's really good. Anything bigger, you're kind of just overkilling it. So I got my manifold mounted there, and then I'm running two 480cc compressors from Vire or whatever. I also have a 12-inch kicker still in here with a custom subwoofer enclosure made for the s2000. You can just find them on eBay. And then behind this, where's my amplifier and then all the wiring. It's a little bit of a mess, but nobody ever sees this, so it doesn't matter too much. This is a good setup for me because I rarely have to carry stuff around unless I'm bringing a tripod for photo shoots. And even then, I can put them in the passenger seat. The issue only arrives if I'm carrying someone with me. I can't just plop it right in front of them or have it in their way. So that's basically my entire setup for my s2000 in the past year. I finished paying it off back in January, I believe it was. And I've just been saving stuff up and then buying stuff because obviously air suspension isn't the cheapest thing that you want to get. Coilovers are always an option, but just for reliability's sake and the ability to change everything on the fly, in my opinion, it's worth it. If you're thinking about getting air suspension for your car, I'd highly recommend it if you have the money, especially. Depending at the ride height that you want to go to, it's probably a safer option than going coils and then slamming your car. So regarding things I want to do to the car, right now I'm basically just trying to get more of like an OEM plus type of feeling for the car. I'm purchasing things that'll help it in the long run, and then eventually I will boost the car because it is something I want to have fun with. But right now I'm just trying to save money to do other stuff at the moment. I do plan on buying a GoPro sometime soon just so I can record more vlogs, but instead of having like a handheld camera recording the street or having to place it on here where it's shaking all the time, I can just have a head mount and then I can shoot myself driving just so you guys can see like a first-person perspective of driving one of these cars because it is a really nice car to drive. If anybody that's watching this video is interested in purchasing an s2000 to daily drive, I'd highly recommend it. It's a really fun car to drive. The car's made to be driven, and I've been doing it for the past year, haven't had any issues. Just me being a shit driver at some points because, you know, everyone has their stupid moments and whatnot. I highly recommend investing into it. It's a good investment. Right now it might be a little bit of an issue because the prices on these are still rising. It'll be a little bit difficult for you to find a good point to purchase one. And that's really all I have to say for this video. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, whatnot. Help out with the algorithm. You can check out my social media. I post pictures and updates on my car all the time. Link will be in the description, or you can just follow alan.s2k on Instagram. So once again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more content. Peace.